Hi, welcome back to the Angels. Brian here. Yes, look at this scale model locomotive, United Scale Models, infinitely superior. That's easier said than read. But yeah, new addition to the layout. Big fan of geared locomotives. Heislers you can get quite easily second hand, and Rivarossi released new Heislers, so they're quite easy to get hold of. Shays, not so much. Bachmann do a Shay, but they're famous for having cracked gears because of the plastic ends up just breaking and destroying inside the loco. So Shays are difficult to get with good running gears. Obviously, still waiting KR model Shay, but the other one that's it's like hen's teeth to find one of these, and it's one of my favourite. All geared locomotives are my favourite. I really just I love looking at videos, watching them working, and seeing photographs of them and stuff like that. It's fascinating engineering. And the other locomotive that basically comes into that realm, a lot of you'll be shouting the answer. The a climax, and it certainly is a climax getting one. These are very difficult to get, and for some reason I had bought a Heisler, 3 truck Heisler, and there was an issue with it, and I returned it to the seller on eBay, and then I went back on to look at some of his stuff and try to put a bid in for something, and I was banned for some reason because I had returned the locomotive. But in his listing, the photograph did show the actual fault with the locomotive, although he said it was running, the fault showed that it wouldn't. I done a little video on that 3 truck Heisler way back when, but yeah, this is from the same seller, who's a great seller. I don't have any issues with him. He refunded the money, and he accepted the locomotive back. I don't know if he was just a little bit put out of place because of the fact it was broken and he didn't catch it. But anyway, I had to get my wife to buy this because I was banned from the shop, and this came online, and these are very difficult to get at the best of times, especially brass. So there's no plastic gears. This is all brass and steel as well. You can see the various metals there. Details on it amazing. You can see these gears, all steel as well. So yeah, I'm going to give all this a little bit of grease and a little oil and get it running. I do eventually plan on painting this. I've been looking at how to paint brass locomotives, and it's not by any way means easy. But yeah, this is a stunning looking locomotive. I'll put some pictures up, and I'll do a little kind of look at this without me handling it all the time like this. Although the brass detail on it, it just feels a lot more firmer and secure. If this was a plastic model with plastic parts, you'd be really worried about breaking any of these parts off. As you can see, it's all steel, even the cords for the whistle and the bell. These are wire and not cord. Love this smokestack. I believe this is an oil bunker, so it's an oil fired climax, which is ideal. It's got a great weight to it as well. A little bit of blemishes there, tarnishes. It's got the climax logo on the side. Made in Japan, hand built, and it's absolutely stunning. You can see the can motor inside where the driver would be, but we'll discover some way of kind of covering that up. Maybe putting some styrene over or something, I don't know. Want to get a driver in there, but yeah, there we go. First brass locomotive on the layout, and it's one of the hardest ones to get at climax, and it's stunning, and I'm very pleased with it. So we'll get seeing a bit more without me handling it, and we'll put it on the track. Be back soon. So here we are under closer inspection. All the rivet detail on the oil tender tank here. You can see on the chassis round about where that piston and rod is. Details on it exceptional. Get my bloody fingers in the way, but yeah, steps, everything, all the rigging, very much solid, extremely well built. So this, the brake rigging and stuff. I did remember what this was for, that water tank. Yeah, I think that's a Westinghouse pump. There's a big headlight on the front here. I will figure a way of wiring an LED in there, and also at the rear here. They tend to have one of these big lights as well, so I'll have a look at the oil-fired climaxes and see what the light setup was at the back. Just got a little spin round. The sanding tanks at the back, little ladders. Brass couplers, might change them out. So there she blows. Going to have to come up with a name for her. She's going to get a nickname. I'll figure that out. But first I've got to figure out how to clean all this brass, get it down nice and matte so I can actually put some primer on it, and figure out how I'm going to cover up all the gears. I saw a good technique where someone was using mask oil to cover certain parts of it, like the whistles and the bell. Using mask oil, we kind of keep that the brass finish. But yeah, you'll see more of this in the coming weeks and months. This will be a really great project. Obviously adding a driver and then adding little toolboxes and extra lanterns and oil cans, and just, you see there's a little toolbox there, getting all that detailed and weathered. Got to add a couple of elk horns at the front as well, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, stunning looking loco. Very pleased with that. Stay tuned for more. So this HO scale Climax locomotive, it's a brass locomotive. It's absolutely stunning. Runs really smoothly. Hardly a peep out of it. And I've got my old timey train running behind of it. Yeah, it's very smooth. United scale models, Pacific fast mail. These are all Asian, Japanese, Korean built locomotives. I'm not exactly too sure where this one was done. I think it might have been Indonesia. But yeah, runs sweet as a nut, looks amazing, and I'm excited to get it painted and decaled and see how it looks on the layout, especially when I get the Heisler running and the Shea, and I will be isolating sidings in order to have all three locals on the layout at the same time, and that'll just prove to be an impressive sight, all to do with logging in Canada and the early 40s and running up to the late 60s with the diesel. So stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching so far. The slow running after running in is absolutely amazing. Crawls along at a nice, steady, smooth pace. On a well-known auction site, I bought metal wheels. You get 12 of them for about 11 quid. But they're ideal, they fit on the stock lovely, and the run's really smooth, better than the plastic wheels. So all these have got metal on them. There's some I've still to replace. But I've also started putting some sealing in between the station buildings, some gravel, some ground foam, and just helping to scenic the area up. I'm also working on the Walthers diesel kit, but the way I'm doing it is I'm kind of customising it so that it'll fit into the area that I have and not use the base that it comes with. So you can see here, this is it all pretty much made up. A little idea of the space, if I can fit two locals in to get refueled at the same time. Added bases to the bottom of the pumps in order to support them, and to the building. Gave them all a little bit of grey primer, painted up the parts with some green to add some colour to it, done a hull red brown on the tank and some other parts, and roughly that's it in position before I do some final touches and tweaks to it. But yeah, that's the diesel fueling facility starting to come together just to do the groundwork on it.